It's been 5 years since Vito Corleone kicked the bucket, but the Mafia isn't exactly hurting for new blood. There are plenty of gangsters in the shadows waiting to take the throne. But who will step up and accept the honor? Who has what it takes to be the most powerful mobster in the world? Let's find out. This is 42. The Mobfather crime has a new king. Only on Shadow the Empire. Michael Corleone is dead. Well, not really. But it might as well be. He lives in exile in a mansion in Nevada with no one to rule over. So what now? The 5 families are in shambles and they're gonna need a new boss. In fact, there are other crime families around the country itching to fill the void left by the Corleone. Sure, they had their differences, but Vito and Michael kept them in line. Now everyone wants a piece of the act. Don Angelo Corleone had brought the family to new heights. Under his leadership, the Corleones became more than a crime family. They were a global powerhouse, controlling everything from governments to entire economies. It was an empire that couldn't be easily dismantled. Even after Michael was taken out with his death, all bets are off, and every gangster in America is wondering how they can profit from this change. Meanwhile, back in New York, Anthony Corleone struggles to keep it all together. Ever since his father was gunned down, Anthony has made it his mission to avenge him. But revenge only takes you so far. You also have to think about the future of the family. Tony's just a cop. Even if he gets his hands dirty, he's not going to attract the attention of the FBI. And that means he needs someone with both brains and brawn to help him navigate this difficult time. Enter Vincent Mancini, Michael's illegitimate son. When Michael had to go into hiding, he arranged for Vince to be shipped off to Italy so he could grow up away from the family business. He didn't want another Sonny, but little did he know he would need a young hothead to save the family name. Vince may not be related to Michael by blood, but he's just as ruthless and ambitious as anyone else in the Corleone family. Unfortunately, he's also arrogant and reckless. 2 qualities that could either make him a great mobster or get him killed. The good news is that Vince has arrived in New York just in time to learn the family business. The bad news is that he's got a lot to learn. The first thing he has to do is win over his new relatives, and that won't be easy. Frito is still bitter about the way Michael treated him, and he's not exactly thrilled about having another outsider come along. Then there's Connie, who hates Michael with every fiber of her being. She blames him for the death of her husband, and she's not above using Vincent as a pawn in a game of cat and mouse with the FBI. But Connie and Frito aren't the only ones who are looking to take advantage of Vincent. A rival crime family has caught wind of the Corleone's power vacuum, and they're sending a hit squad to eliminate Vincent before he can take over. If that happens, the family will be finished. So it's up to Anthony to protect his cousin and teach him the ways of the family. But Anthony knows that he's in over his head. He's never been in charge before, and he doesn't know if he has what it takes to lead the Corleones into the future. Just when things seem like they're going to implode. However, Michael makes a surprise return to New York. Everyone thought he was dead, but apparently he was just taking a long vacation. Michael is still the boss, at least for now, but he's changed. Years of living in fear have turned him into a shell of his former self. He's lost his nerve, and he's not the same man that built the Corleone Empire. That's why Michael is grooming Vincent to take over for him. At first, Vincent thinks his father has returned to punish him for not keeping the family safe. But once he realizes the truth, he has to decide whether or not he wants to follow in his father's footsteps. It's a tough choice because Michael was the most powerful mobster of all time, and Vincent isn't sure he's up to the task. But Vincent is about to find out that he is more than he thinks. As the rival crime family closes in on Vincent, he has to use all his street smarts to survive. It's a battle to the death, and only one of them will walk away alive. But in the end, it's not the mob that takes Vincent down. It's his own family. Connie and Frito betray him, and suddenly he's on the run for his life. He's got nowhere to turn and no one to help him. But he's not giving up without a fight. Vincent may be alone, but he's got something that the Corleones haven't had in years, and that's heart. He's fighting for his own personal reasons, not because he feels he has to live up to the Corleone name. That kind of honesty makes him more dangerous than any trained killer. Now, Michael has finally seen enough. He knows that Vincent is the only one worthy of carrying on the family name. But can he convince the rest of the family to come around? That won't be easy, because everyone is still smarting from the betrayal that nearly took down the Corleone. Michael knows he'll have to make some big sacrifices to bring the family back together. In order to cement Vincent's place in the family, Michael has to do the one thing he's always hated. He has to play the game. In order to get Connie and Frito back on his side, he has to offer them power. And that means making them official members of the family. Michael knows this will dilute the Corleone name, but he's willing to do it if it means saving the family business. But this new alliance comes at a cost. Michael's old enemies are circling, and they're not happy about the return of the Corleone. They've been waiting years for their chance to strike, and now they think they have the upper hand. Michael knows he has to act fast if he wants to protect his family, but he's not the same man he once was. The years in hiding have taken their toll on him, and he doesn't know if he has what it takes to win the war. Luckily, he doesn't have to do it alone. Vincent is eager to prove himself, and he's more than happy to take on the family's enemies. Together, Michael and Vincent form an unlikely team, the old boss and the new boss, but they're gonna need more than just brains and brawn to win the war. They're gonna need hearts and mind, and that means winning over the other families. The 5 families are still reeling from the death of Vito Corleone, and they're not sure who to trust. Michael knows he has to make a bold move if he wants to bring them all together, and that means offering them a chance at peace. He knows that the only way to end the bloodshed is to bring the families together under one roof. But when they all meet, old grudges and rivalries resurface, and suddenly Michael's plan is in jeopardy. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, Connie steps in to save the day. She's been through a lot in the past few years, and she's not willing to let her family be torn apart. She knows that the only way to honor her husband's memory is to bring the family back together. With Connie's help, Michael is able to broker a peace deal between the families. And for the first time in years, they all work together to take down a common enemy. Now that they're united, the Corleones are more powerful than ever, and the other families don't stand a chance. In the end, Michael passes the torch to Vincent and officially makes him the new godfather. It's a bittersweet moment because Michael knows he's leaving the family in good hands, but he's also leaving them behind. Vincent is the new boss, and it's time for Michael to fade into the background. Vincent may be young and inexperienced, but he's got the brains and the heart to lead the family into the future. It's a new era for the Corleones, but one thing is for sure, they're not going anywhere. As long as there is crime in the world, there will be Corleones to fight against it. Or will there? Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave us a like and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an upload. We've got a ton of awesome videos coming your way. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.